What's up, guys? Squirtle here, back with more Pokemon LeafGreen. Last episode, I explained effort values, and if you didn't watch that episode, in the last episode we went through part of Mount Moon. In this episode, we're going to continue through Mount Moon, and my repel already wore off. Great! Okay, but I stocked up on a ton of repels, so we're pretty much set for a while. And we got a Rocket member right here, Rocket Grunt. This is our first encounter with a Rocket Grunt in this game. And yes, I am going to try to get this entire dungeon finished off really quickly. Oh, it's got a Sentry. Switch out to Bassaran. But anyways, we're just gonna try to blast our way through this. I might have to edit some of it if it's like 25 minutes long. If it's only like 20, I probably won't be doing any editing, but I don't really want it to be longer than that. And Bassaran's level 15, and he is actually one level away from a certain special something that we haven't had happen yet in this Let's Play. Usually when I play through the first generation, I always get my starter to evolve, like, before the first gym. But then after that, I kind of just let him sit in the dust and let all the rest of my team train that I have caught at that point. Usually I only have two team members, just a Pikachu and my starter at this point. I don't really ever catch a flying type until like the end of the game though. But in this Let's Play we are going to, because I want to have a flying type available as soon as it becomes as useful as possible. And let's kill Zubat here. No, don't use Supersonic, you jerk. I don't miss though. Oh my gosh, I need to have stuff to talk about, but yeah, okay, Team Rocket Grunt is down. If you don't know Team Rocket, you really, really suck. Okay. Over here we have a star piece. Okay, I was actually going to say, I thought that was something else, but I guess that's in a later part. There's a few of these little, alternate passages you can take that they lead to a dead end, but they have, like, hidden items and stuff. Anyways, actually, we don't need to go that way. We already got everything that's over there. Thank you! By the way, that guy over there, he's not a trainer. All he does is talk about Brock. How he comes and like trains here every once in a while. But there is a trainer over here we're gonna fight. Thank you. Thank you. But anyways, so last Miriam sent out Oddish. We encountered any Oddish yet? I don't think we have we? Oddish, Oddish is actually, well, okay, it itself I don't really like, but its evolved form, I'm a fan of that, okay? Oddish is one of the two major grass type families in this game that, you know, can just be caught, that aren't not including the starter, that has like an evolutionary line of 3 Pokemon. I'm actually more of a fan of Oddish's family than the other family, which we'll be getting into later. The other one's more of an attacking family, this one's more defensive. You cannot catch Oddish in LeafGreen, unfortunately, but you cannot catch the other one in Fire Red. Same applies with Blue and Red. Oh, actually, we're seeing it right now, Bellsprout. Okay, Oddish evolves, I think, somewhere in the 20s into... How did I use Quick Attack? Okay, critical hit, I'll take that. I guess we killed it anyways. Anyways, Oddish evolves into Gloom, and then with a Leaf Stone evolves into Vileplume. Now, in Generation 2, it became a branched evolution where you could either evolve Gloom with a Leaf Stone into Vileplume or with a Sunstone into Blossom. Blossom was more of a defensive Pokemon, although they're both pretty defensive. Vileplume's slow. Actually, they're both slow. However, you had a choice when... Thank you. You had a choice. Either you get Blossom, who is able to learn Solar Beam upon at level 44, I believe, which is the most powerful Grass-type move as of Generation 1, and I think also as of Generation 2, that changes here in Generation 3. It's the most powerful one that I think any grass type other than your starter can learn. And, or you could get Vileplume, which I think would instead at level 44 learn... I want to say Petal Dance, but I'm pretty sure Blossom can also learn Petal Dance. That's the special ability, or the special move for the Oddish family. But, yeah, I'm a huge fan of Vileplume. Although it's very slow, it has got awesome special stats, and I'm really a fan of it. It's a great defensive Pokemon, and also a dang good special attacker. Although I don't really make much use of its poison type. The other family, Bellsprout, which evolves into Weepinbell, and then to Victreebel by a Grass Stone, no, Leaf Stone, is more of an attacking or a physical attacker, it's better if you use poison type moves with it. And this is TM46 Thief. It's a dark type move that has that can steal the opponent's held item if the Pokemon that uses it isn't already holding an item. Not very useful, to be honest, at all. I mean, it is more useful in Wi-Fi battling, but that's not the case here in Generation 3, or just competitive battling in general is useful, I guess. But there's a move that was introduced in Generation 2. There's a move that came out in Generation 3 called Covet that has 4 times the amount of PP, is just as strong, and it makes Thief completely obsolete, because Thief is a special type move, or is a special attack, at least in Generation 3 it is, and Covet is not. But anyways, Bellsprout's family is more about attacking. It's great for if you're going to teach it poison type moves, because it is more of a physical attacker, and poison type is physical attacks in Generation 3 and earlier, while grass is not. And I think it also has a good special attack stat. It's just it has terrible defense, so I'm not really a fan. It doesn't have branched evolution either, so yeah. And then also, another Pokemon we encountered in that last battle was Ekans. That is a poison type that eventually evolves into a really, really bad poison type called Arbok. And then we all know the joke, Ekans backwards is Snake, Arbok backwards is Cobra. No one ever saw that coming. No, but in all seriousness, I guess Arbok isn't too bad. It has Intimidate, which kind of, which helps with its ground type weakness, because ground type is a physical attack, so it helps with that, because Intimidate lowers the attack of its opponent as soon as it comes into play. So that's pretty good, I guess. And it does learn some okay moves, but the fact that it's like signature move is Glare, which is a really inaccurate attack that paralyzes, which is so much worse than Thunder Wave. While you have Pikachu, who learned the move at like freaking level 6 or something, or level 8. I'm just not a fan of the Ekans Arbok family. And why did I not switch Pikachu? Because I knew this guy was going to have rock types. Why haven't I switched him before this? Okay, he's the strongest member of our team right now. Being stupid. Water gun your face. We're going to want to work on Bassaran quite a bit here, because Bassaran is nearing level 16, which is a very, very, very important level for him. He's going to use another Geodude, and then I believe his last Pokemon is not Geodude, but is actually a new Pokemon. Sorry about that, I actually was hitting the wrong key, and well, I wasn't paying attention and stuff happened. That doesn't need to be mentioned because it's kind of unimportant. But anyways, Bassaran is now level 16, which is completely awesome because he's about to evolve into my second favorite Pokemon of all time. Squirtle's my favorite, tied with another Pokemon that I will not be spoiling until we get to it. And Wartortle's my second, or I guess third if you're gonna, say the first, the ones that are typed first take up the first 2 spaces on my list. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, we beat him, and now Bassaran is about to evolve. Evolution, I really just wish that wasn't necessary. I kind of hate that about evolution, how, because I mean, I like pre-evolved forms of certain Pokemon, like, more than their final evolution, especially in Squirtle's case. I love Squirtle, I love this next evolution, but its final evolution, I hate. I've always hated, ever since I was a kid. And I'll tell you why when we get to it. I'm actually considering keeping Wartortle from ever evolving, because you can do that. If you press B during evolution, it will stop evolving. And I'm actually considering doing that, even though it's going to be a huge stat sacrifice, and it could make it a little harder to beat this game. I really don't care. I hate the final evolution so much, I think it's almost worth it. Plus, we'd also be sacrificing something else pretty big. That's a pretty big deal, so yeah. And actually, what am I doing? Switch now. Gosh. Hey, okay, so actually, let's take a look at Bassaran's base stats real quick now that it's evolved. They all did make a significant jump. Look at its stats are now in the 30s even. Its defense and special defense are in the 30s, which is really good. I love how, actually, just take a look at that for a minute. See, this is why I was so adamant about getting the right nature, modest nature. As you can see, if we did not have the modest nature, special attack would actually be a lot lower. But as you can see, speed, special attack, and attack are all the exact same, while the defense and special defense are higher, but that's kind of unavoidable no matter what nature you have with Wartortle, because he excels in defense and special defense anyways. But as you can see, the other 3 stats are pretty balanced. I mean, attack's a little low, but we really only are going to be using, like, physical attacks for, like, the first half of the game and with Wartortle, and after that, all he's going to be using is special attacks. But I mean, that's really dang good stats when you think about it. Just looking at that, I mean, how balanced they are. I mean, the nature does make a big difference. It really does. Okay, this guy here, he has a Rattata. I believe he also has Rattata's evolved form in this fight. If not, I know he does in Generation 1. I am basing a lot of my knowledge on this game off of Generation 1, because truthfully, I've only played through LeafGreen and Fire Red twice. Well, combined, I've only played through the games twice. Okay, see, he does it in this game. In Generation 1, he had Eradicate. That was actually the most troublesome fight in this entire dungeon, because Eradicate's a really fast Pokemon, and it's a strong physical attack, and it's the first fully evolved Pokemon we would have encountered up to this point in the game. But it's a good physical attacker, and it's really fast, at least compared to the Pokemon we have now. Later on, Eradicate just starts sucking like it should, like it does. It just doesn't if you're fighting it this early on. But like I'm saying, I am basing a lot of my knowledge of this game off of Generation 1, because I've probably done like 2 playthroughs of Leaf Green or Fire Red combined, while I've done like 40 or 50 of Red, Yellow, and Blue, because I've owned those games since I was like a kid, and I still have all 3 cartridges, and they run beautifully, and I love them. And so I'm basing a lot of my knowledge of this game off of that, because this is a remake of that game. There just are a few differences, like in the fights. In fact, a lot of the fights are just the same. I mean, obviously with like updated movesets, but they're pretty much the exact same. And there is actually a new Pokemon here that we can catch, and it's called Paris. Paris has probably the worst type combination in Generation 1, period, because it has a Bug Grass type, which is doubly weak to Flying and Fire. It is also, I think, weak to Poison, Bug, Ice, Rock. I mean, it's weak to a lot of things. The one thing that it is good for is it's, I mean, I guess it's okay as an HM slave, at least early on, because there's really no Pokemon you want this, because HM, I'll be getting into those later. HMs are, or actually I already did explain them once. They're like TMs. They're, moves you can teach to your Pokemon, but they can be used outside of battle. And the first one we'll be getting, that'll be of any use, can be taught to Paris. And it's really the only Pokemon that it's worth dumping that move onto, at least for the time being. But it's such a terrible Pokemon. Well, I mean, I guess it's not a terrible Pokemon because its stats are decent. It just has such a horrible type that it gets just wasted by everything. There is one instance you can kind of break this. Is there an item here? There is. It's a Moonstone. Okay, actually, okay, not yet. But it has, if you can like give it the right nature, so it has like really high defense, and then also give it EV train it so that its defense is even higher. I guess you can make some good with it. It's also really, really slow when it evolves, but it does learn some pretty dang good moves, and its special move is actually somewhat decent, I think, because it's called Spore, and I think it always puts Pokemon to sleep. It has 100% accuracy, and what it does is put Pokemon to sleep. I think it's 100% accuracy, which is better than Sleep Powder, which only has 75% accuracy. Anyways, right here we have a trainer that is mandatory. This is technically a boss fight that we're about to come up to. That item I picked up there was a Moonstone, which is used to evolve Clefairy and Jigglypuff, among other Pokemon. And we're in Mount Moon, so we found a Moonstone. There are other evolutionary stones that can be found in this game that we'll be getting into later. Sugar Ray, the target level for him, by the way, is level 18. That's when he's going to evolve. As soon as he hits level 18, he is going to be retired for a while. We're not going to be using him. And he has just been poisoned, which really, really sucks. Right here we have Grimer. Grimer is the first poison type, pure poison type we've encountered in this game. While, most people kind of have who play Generation 1 had like a really bad perception of poison types, because the first experience you have with poison types, like for the first half of the game, is just Weedle. However, poison types probably overall, well, I mean, other than Ekans and Arbok, who we already explained, but poison types overall are probably the best, they are like probably the best type of any type in for like the first 3 generations, like overall, just because of the fact that really none of them do suck. I mean, okay, this is what I will say about Ekans and Arbok. Our Ekans and Arbok suck, but I guess they only suck compared to other poison types. Generally, they're actually really good Pokemon. I'm going to say that now. The reason I was just not saying, speaking too highly of them is because Coughing and Grimer, the two that we're encountering in this fight, are way better. Coughing and Grimer are both very defensive Pokemon. Coughing's more physical defensive, or more about physicality, and Grimer's more about special defense. And special defense is kind of, well, I mean, I don't know. It really depends on how you put it. Anyways, he's saying we can take a fossil because that's what he was fighting us for. Because he's like, hey, you're gonna take a fossil, and no, we weren't. Well, okay, actually we were, but we don't want to seem like the bad guy. Anyways, we have 2 fossils we can pick here. This is, I believe, the Helix fossil, and this is the Dome fossil. Dome fossil, upon being revived, gives you Kabuto, which is a rock-water type. Actually, they're both rock-water types. Helix fossil gives you Ammonite. Ammonite's much more defensive. Kabuto's much more offensive, so, you know, depending on who you are, you choose what you want. I also think Kabuto's faster, though, so that's the one reason I am going to pick it. Voice crack, and I was doing so well for the last 3 videos. That's the reason I'm going to pick it, is because its speed. I mean, Ammonite I am a fan of, but its speed is crappy, and because they both have double weaknesses, really the only thing you're worrying about is offense with those two, because the water rock type, you get raped by grass type moves, so defense and special defense really just aren't going to help you there. But anyways, Grimer, back to Grimer and Coughing. They're both fantastic poison types that evolve into really, really good Pokemon. I'm considering picking up one of them, but unfortunately we can't pick up either of them until later in the game. But, yeah, that's just kind of your first introduction to them. Just explaining poison types, they're a very, very good type, at least for the first 3 generations. In Generation 4 and 5, though, they really take a tumble downhill, poison types. They really... There's a lot of Pokemon that are introduced that just make all the other types so much more well-balanced, and there's a lot of poison types that are introduced that just suck. Anyways, so we got 2 guys right here. This is our first instance, I believe, of move tutors. Move tutors are basically like walking or living, breathing TM. Well, they're not living, breathing because they're pixels, but they are TMs that are actually like people. They have one-time use, and they cannot be traded between games or purchased. This guy is going to give you Mega Punch, and this guy is going to give you Mega Kick. Mega Kick is, or both are normal type moves, which I think is stupid. I think they should be fighting type moves, but they're not. But Mega Punch and Mega Kick is more inaccurate. It has 75% accuracy. Mega Punch has 85% accuracy. However, Mega Kick has a higher base power. It has a base power of 120, which at this point in the game, holy crap, is that overpowered. Even Mega Punch is overpowered. It has a base power, I think, of 85. And I'm going to be such a nerd for knowing that. I'm just going to be proving my nerdiness all throughout this Let's Play. I don't know if I want to give, well, I am actually going to check. I think both Pikachu and War Turtle can learn both of these moves. So, yeah, okay. Although, I'm not entirely sure I want to learn this because, first of all, it's non-stab. Or same type attack bonus, same type attack bonus. I always call it stab, I don't know why. I'm just being lazy. But, they're non-same type attack bonus. We don't really have any good physical attackers that can learn it at this point, so they'd be kind of a waste. We can't come back for those for those move tutors for a while though. So if you pass up on it now, you're gonna sacrifice it for a while. In fact, as soon as you jump right here, you can't come back for like another 4 hours of gameplay, so we're stuck. But we might come back for those moves at a later time. If I ever get a good physical attacking Pokemon, even though I'm not usually a fan of physical attackers. The TM we picked up, by the way, is Roar. Roar, in Generation 1, all it did was allow you to run from battle. It didn't do anything in trainer battles. However, in this game, in trainer battles, it forces the current Pokemon to switch out, which can be useful at times, but Roar kind of sucks. I just use it for like contests, and we can't get into contests because they're not in LeafGreen and Fire Red, which makes me a sad boy because I like contests. But anyways, we have finally arrived in Cerulean City after beating Mount Moon. We're at 19.5 minutes. And, as a bonus, I'm about to tell you that we are going to catch the 4th member of our team, now that we are here, in the very, very next episode, probably right at the beginning. So, with that, I'm going to end it here. This is LP Squirtle King. If you like my videos, please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, like my Facebook page, links in the description below. I will see you guys next time for more Pokemon LeafGreen. Okay guys, instead of the usual outro, we're going to end it off here by letting you know that the next Pokemon I will be catching is Sandshrew. Now, I don't really know what would be a good nickname for this Pokemon if we were to catch it. So I would like you to post in the comment section below what some good nickname suggestions for Sandshrew as we go throughout this game. Bad puns are fine. I really don't care. Just anything that you can think of, because I really just can't think of a good nickname for Sandshrew. So anyways, there you go. Spoilers. Oh my gosh. Don't really care. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the episode. See you guys later.